How does your team react to conflict? This question is important because it can determine whether or not a conflict is resolved successfully. People deal with conflict in different ways, and some approaches are more appropriate for particular situations than others. So let's explore 5 ways that people deal with conflict, along with examples of situations in which these responses are appropriate or not. First, some people deal with conflict by not dealing with it at all. They avoid it. Employees who avoid conflict may shut down, ignore the problem, or refuse to talk about the issue and, as a result, withhold their feelings and ideas. In their minds, the confrontation isn't worth the effort or discomfort. This response is appropriate when the issue is trivial, when it's not the right time or place to address the issue, or when confrontation won't lead to practical solutions. However, it's not appropriate for resolving a significant or ongoing team problem, in which case it can lead to inaction and allow the problem to fester or grow. Second, employees may deal with conflict by appeasing the other party. This happens when an employee places the needs, interests, and feelings of others above their own. This may come in the form of agreeing with the other party, telling the other party what they want to hear, admitting fault, or giving in to the other person's demands. While appeasing others makes sense when one party recognizes that they were in the wrong, or when an issue isn't as important to one party as it is to another, it's not helpful when resolution comes at the expense of one party's needs. It's also not appropriate when others could benefit from what the appeasing party has to say. The opposite response to appeasing others is the employee who competes with others. This person is confrontational, and they take a more aggressive approach to communicating their position, getting their needs fulfilled, or pushing their own agenda. They are not open to collaboration or compromise, and they approach conflict as a win-lose situation, only they'll be the winner. On the one hand, this approach may be necessary for situations where employees must speak up for themselves or be assertive when expressing what's essential to them. It can also be used when a decision must be reached quickly, and consensus is unlikely, or parties' experience and skill levels are disproportionate. On the other hand, it risks damaging long-term relationships, and it doesn't lead to a win-win outcome. The fourth approach is bargaining. This is when employees deal with conflict by reaching a compromise, splitting the difference, or meeting in the middle. There's a give and take. The solution might not be ideal for either party, but it's acceptable to both parties. Bargaining works well in situations where there are limited resources or the issue is complex or only moderately important to the parties involved. However, it's not appropriate if employees can't get on board or are only partially committed to the agreement. The fifth and final response is collaboration. Collaboration is often the goal when handling conflict. It happens when employees are both assertive in communicating their ideas, beliefs, and needs, but open to hearing and considering the ideas, beliefs, and needs of others. Parties discuss issues directly and openly. They listen to both sides, and they brainstorm new solutions to create a win-win outcome. A collaborative approach is ideal when addressing significant issues or when finding the best solution is your top priority. However, it may not always be appropriate when time is limited or if there's a low level of trust or commitment on the team. As a general rule of thumb, it's typically more productive to take a bargaining or collaborative approach to conflict. However, this isn't always the case. There's a time and place for every approach. So consider the situation, observe your team's reactions, and guide your team to adopt the best approach that will create the best outcomes.